Hello, welcome back to our farm, and if you're new, welcome to our project turning an old pig farm in Galicia into a new sustainable homestead and business where we can live and provide food and resources that support us in our vision. Last week we covered the 3 stages of our project, so thank you to those of you who messaged us and liked that video. We had a lovely response to that video. This has been one of our strangest weeks here in Galicia. After very cold, wet weather, temperatures soared into the mid-20s. We decided it was definitely time to address the polytunnel visitor with a bit of spice. We prepared the yard for our farm inspection and registration. We went without electric for a whole day as the grid went down in Spain. And that meant I couldn't charge my phone and edit this week's video, but we did take a day off. And as I sit here now, after very hot weather, I am listening to thunderstorms. Today I am bringing up a little bit of cayenne pepper or hot paprika to the polytunnel because our soil here is so rich, and we added a lot of worms and bugs and things to the soil to improve our soil efficiency for growing. It has unfortunately attracted a topo, which is mole, a digging mole, to the polytunnel. And at this point, he hasn't damaged plants, but I can see one of my tomatoes has suffered. In fact, it has suffered. So what we're going to try and do today is just as a deterrent, really, because we're not going to be able to catch him in any way, shape or form, is put some holes around the perimeter and drop in some hot spicy pepper and see if, as he runs into that, he decides to back up and go in a different direction, or if it's a sort of general deterrent to the worms. The other thing that's happening today is I am inundated with these beautiful broccolis and red cabbages. The weather has turned now and we're moving into our warmer temperatures. Frosts are finished. It's time to take the risk and see if some of these can establish themselves out in one of my planters on the southwest side of the garden, which is exciting. That means I'm going to be freeing up some space in the polytunnel so I can just really transition this space into my tomato pepper tunnel. Yeah, and some fruits here as well. So yeah, we're going to see how we get on. I'm going to take a stick, poke it as deep as I can and see. I've got netting on this side to stop the mole coming in, but unfortunately he's just got around it and he's coming up through here. And I genuinely don't blame him because the farmland around here is quite poor. So we're providing a feast here. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. But at the same time, we are looking at, we could have some damage to some of our plants if he keeps coming up and lifting up their root systems. So let's get on and do that job today. Back of the polytunnel after my hot pepper, and I can see he's not gone up this side this time, and unfortunately he's come through this side, so it's time to put it all along here. Troy wants to put the cat in here, catch him, but I don't want the cat jumping all over my baby plants, so I am going to get more pepper. Oh, there's 3. There's 4. Hello. How are you? Friendly.
Back to the farm, and it is time to prepare for our farming inspection. So to acquire certain livestock in Spain, you need to have a farming inspection where an inspector will look at your farm and just check that you provide all the necessary healthy safety requirements to keep that livestock. So in light of this, we felt really motivated to tackle the yard and start making it look a little bit more presentable and to our taste. It is an old pig farm, and most things here had started to look pretty tired, and over 8 months we have been addressing the yard, but now it was time to add a little bit of our style. Now, the last thing we want to do is make drastic changes. We certainly don't want to modernise this farm. We want to embrace its story and how old it is. So we just wanted to add a little bit of colour here and there, and then change these double doors so we could look into these barns and see our small animals. Troy started removing the metal framework here, and we were surprised to see that underneath was some pretty good wooden doors. And after a little review, we decided to work with them. This is our bread oven outdoor. So most old houses have a bread oven, which is outside, and they would have an area here where they would knead and prepare the dough, and then they would store their wheat here and maybe up here, but you can see it's a little bit tired here. It's not going to be something we focus on immediately. Maybe in the summer we'll come in and have a look at this area. We've got an old car window that goes out into the field there, and that would also be a wheat storage as well, that little building up there. Got the old chicken coop that we used to use here, and there's one of our doggies. Nuggie! Nuggie, no.
Salvageable.
Oh, it's very nice.
I think it is, you know.
That's why they put the metal on, wasn't it, to protect it.
That bit was a little bit rotten, I think. No, maybe not. Ah, maybe down below. I can replace that with one of the top ones. I think I'll take it off and have a look at it. For 10 minutes I'm here doing this.
Look at the cobwebs that built up in
Yeah. I think it's worth a look.
Yeah.
I do.
It will look quite nice, wouldn't it?
Amazing.
Refurbished.
I'll get rid, all I'm going to do is...
It's the perfect height to stop dogs and that coming in as
it's
well.
got a hinge there as well, see?
It's got, I know, I love the
Yeah.
door thing. Okay. Yeah, look, it's almost defeated the object, the metal as well. I think it's trapped moisture in.
Okay.
Oh, it's walked into a pole.
So where we are with that then?
So we're just going to get these little ones back in and see what's happening here. Oh, very nice. Oh, that's better. Oh, look at this.
See what we've got. There's a bit of rot down there. Well, we'll give it a good clean up and then have a look. It'll be fine. I'll scarf a few bits in off the bits left over.
Yeah.
We'll get it up, get all the shit, all the dead stuff, rotten stuff off it, and then we'll have another look.
Okay.
Get rid of some of this rubbish now. Bag. I don't know, you have to look for one, darling, or a bucket or something.
So on the farm we've got these old-fashioned slate roofs, and we're going to show you how they're constructed. So I'm just going to send you up high. If you're not in too much sun, up there you can see that we've got these beautiful slate roofs, and it's quite typical that we get these little succulents growing on them. It's quite pretty in the summer because they flower, pink flowers, and you can see up here. And the construction of these slate roofs is, we go in, handcrafted very beautifully. You've got these panels of wood, and then the slates are nailed onto those, I want to say. Is that right? Or are they just slotted in?
No, I'm looking for clothes, I can't find any.
Gloves in our farm is like one of the biggest things that we cherish. So so you can see this is the construction of the roof, and what we're just finding is that Troy's going around and sliding slates back that have slipped, but we are getting damp spots. You can see there's a hole there, and the rain is getting through in there. So we need to close that because it caused extensive rotting, a lot of this gate. But they'd also put steel, was it steel? What was it called?
A sheet of metal over the front.
Yeah, sheet of metal.
I think it's just to keep the wind and rain out when the pigs are in it.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and salvage this gate. Troy's chopped it because it was just too heavy for the hinges, and we don't need it that high. It's just to be a sort of barrier from dogs just coming in here and using this space. I think we can agree that Troy did a fantastic job at taking the metal off and restoring those gates. So when on the day that the electricity was out, I painted the gates, tidied them up, and finished off the yard with my colours, and here is the result. Maggie, what are you doing? So over here, this stone here, this is a bit of a mess, this area, but there's a stone here and it is a artifact. It's a 15th century bread stone that was used by the Moors, and that was here with the house.
It was a 15th century artifact.
Okay, so we're going to move that
Yeah.
into the yard and keep it safe somewhere.
Yeah,
Here it's just getting damaged and used as a sort of semi-step to the septic tank. This is a huge septic tank for a farm septic tank that was built many years ago, and we've put our greenhouse on it.